Hello, my name is Danny Greaves, and I would love to welcome you to this Overcoming Anxiety online program. Now, before we jump into all of the juicy content that I'm about to share with you, which I guarantee will be at a deeper level and give you new insights to the way that you've thought and felt about anxiety in the past, I thought it's only fair to give you a bit of a background about who's talking to you and what position I'm coming from. Now, I'm going to share with you a personal story and a professional story so you've got a balanced view. From a personal standpoint, going back to particularly before the age of 10, I was really conscious about how I looked, I was really conscious about what people thought of me, and that created this sort of inner anxiety and this inner conflict. And this continued with me through my teenage years, and particularly in my teenage years, I struggled with quite a lot of anxiety. Now, this wasn't outward, it wasn't open, I didn't share it with people, but it was something that I really struggled with privately on myself, and it was something that I battled with for quite a while. When I reached my mid-20s, these issues and these challenges were still coming up. I mean, I'd found ways to try and deal with them, but none of them actually resolved the issue. They were kind of ways to distract me or sedate me a little bit in terms of trying different drinks, trying different types of sort of self-help work, but none of them actually got to the root cause of the problem. And then when I reached 27, I took the plunge, I reached out and I got some help. And the transformation that I experienced in those following weeks, months, and years was remarkable. And that's really my journey from going with struggling with anxiety on quite a regular basis, but trying to keep it all in, to actually being really confident, to being honest about the challenges that I faced, and to have actually dealt with the root causes. Now, from a professional basis, I actually started out as a physiotherapist. So I was really interested in the nervous system, learning anatomy and physiology, and physiotherapy was a real natural fit for me. So I've been helping people since 2006. Now, I took a little bit of a different journey on my physiotherapy path, and I started to study an advanced neurological therapy called proprioceptive deep tendon reflex. And it's a bit of a mouthful, I know, but the remarkable thing about this area of study is it was the first thing that showed me how specific emotions impact the body, how they affect our posture, how they affect our bodily functions, and how they affect our cognition and the way that we think. And it was after studying PDTR, which dovetailed at the same time as me getting my own help, I actually decided to transition out of being a physiotherapist and I became a professional coach, and then I also achieved my hypnotherapy qualification. So the primary tools I'm coming with are a coaching background and a therapeutic background in terms of starting with hypnotherapy, but then I went on to become practitioner in cognitive behavioral therapy, so CBT, and I also became a practitioner of mindfulness. So I did quite an extensive research into what is the most effective and actually how do we do things differently. I'm also a trained DeMartini facilitator, so this is a really powerful technique to help you manage your emotions. And more recently, from a professional standpoint, I'm a published author, I'm a speaker, I've presented at the Birmingham NEC and the London EdExcel Arena, both talking about the workings of the human mind. I'm a regular expert on BBC Radio and among all sorts of different online publications and media. So I've done my research, my background is really about how do we understand how things work so then we can then change them. And this is why I'm absolutely certain you're going to get so much value out of this online program, because I'm going to help you to look at anxiety through a different lens to what you've ever seen it before. We're going to really look at how the specific causes are created, how the mechanics of anxiety works, and then we're going to give you some real practical strategies to stop overthinking, to interrupt procrastination, to stop perfectionism, and to get to how do we resolve anxiety rather than just learning to cope with it. So I'm really inspired to have you on this journey with you, and I look forward to hearing all of your feedback and your transformations. Let's get started.